think educating people, and really it goes back to the roles. Like Sojourner says, the court is not clinical. I mean, there are some courts who may have clinical staff, but that's still not your role working within the court to be clinical. So I would say from my side is educating people. And a lot of times people, because Sojourner and I work so closely together, they think that we don't have disagreements, or we don't have, we don't look at things differently. We do, because of our
We
background,
do.
our by
Yep.
nature, our roles, we look at things different. But we've gotten to a place now that we just either agree to disagree, or we recognize the limitations between the two. And I think people outside of our little orbit, they don't actually understand that the CMH has limitations and the court has limitations. So I think that is the biggest challenge in working in this space, is getting people to realize that um, it may not, the court may order or authorize something that is impossible, and then we have to be flexible. And I think, we get that, but trying to get other people to see, that we've already jumped over these hurdles. We know what the limitations are, we know what we can do, and we just work with what we have. A lot of people get hung up on the little stuff and a court order, and these certain catchphrases and words, and they get hung up on that and they can't move past it. So I think for me, those would be the challenges that I see.
My challenges is, as the treatment side, it's not black and white. It is the beauty of being gray and creating your shades of gray for the best outcome for the member. And so it requires you to have a different type of training and skill set to be able to, first of all, engage with them and have them continue to have that conversation. And so, and you have to realize people that's on an order, these are not your fly by night folks. These are the people who nope, they've been in your system. They know it better than most seasoned clinicians. They know what to say, when to say, how to say it. And so you have to be able to take what you have learned in your textbook, take what you may have from your exposure and experience in your environment, and then the person that you have in front of you today, and say, okay, look, what do we have to do? And it just requires you to have some interpersonal skills too. And I just believe, and it's just my philosophy, that I treat people better than how I want people to treat me, because they deserve that. And like I said, I talk about extending grace all the time, and acknowledge them for that. Hey, I get it, but what can we do? What's our next phase? And don't you want to tell the story of, go back to people who knew you this way and now you're in a different chapter? Don't you want them to see you? And as long as we have breath and opportunity, that's the only thing that's standing in our way. So what we gonna do? And I'm one who will walk that with you, and skip and jump and go through hurdles, so that they can be the best versions of themselves.
Relationships among partners in AOT is critical. It is the basis of how we operate. So having those relationships and building trust among stakeholders and partners is critical in ensuring that the member gets what they need. So if we have good relationships, we are able to call our stakeholders or our partners, to ask for favors, if you will, or ask for them to go above and beyond for a particular person or a familiar face. We should all be going above and beyond for all of our members, but sometimes some of our members may need additional attention, or they may need additional help. And having those partnerships, and trusting those partnerships goes a long way with making sure that members get outstanding service. So I think it's the difference between regular or normal service, if you will, and outstanding service. But also knowing that when you give or leaves your member with someone, another partner, you know that they're going to be in good hands. So having a trust and relationship is critical, because it ensures that the member gets excellent service, in my opinion.